Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this indie makeup releases because we have so much new makeup to talk about, and I feel like for quite a few things I have a little bit of an unpopular opinion, so I'm just going to share my thoughts on the new releases on the indie makeup market, and then at the end I will also throw in a few mainstream releases that have caught my attention. If you're new here, this series is inspired by Angelica Nyqvist and Samantha March. I have both of them linked down below. Oh, and also if you're curious about the makeup look that I'm wearing right now, it'd be a little bit hard to give you all of the details specifically, but I did film a palette bingo on Patreon using a shade from every single Kaleidos mini palette, or like their 6-pan palettes, and this is how it ended up, and I absolutely love it. So I just want to throw that in real quick because if I get any questions, it's going to be like 7 different palettes. It's a whole thing, but now let's go ahead and jump on into the new makeup. So let's just start off with a new release from Lisa Eldridge, and I have not checked her website, but I would guess that most of this is probably sold out at this point, but I just thought I'd throw it on because I got some tags and you guys know how I feel about her makeup. So she came out with, I believe, 6 new lustrous lipsticks, and then there was one that was like a re-release, and then she came out with 4 new liquid highlighters, 6 new liquid blushes, and then also 4 new shades of her lip gloss. And I was really excited about this launch, and it was kind of funny because originally, like before I even saw her launch videos, I was like, okay, I need a budget, don't want to go too ridiculous, I just want to pick up a few things. And like I knew I wanted to splurge a little bit because she does not release products that often, and when they're out of stock, they're normally out of stock for a while. So I was like, if there's something I want, like I can spend a little bit of money, but I just didn't want to buy everything. So I like went through and created a whole list, and originally my budget was $200. And then when I calculated everything that I wanted, it was like $260. And I was like, that's a lot, but I love her products so much. I just feel like they're so high quality, I won't regret it. So I had planned to buy, I believe 2 blushes, a liquid highlight, 2 lip glosses, and then I think 3 or 4 of the lipsticks. And unfortunately, I accidentally got the launch time wrong, and by the time I got there, the 2 blushes that I wanted were already out of stock. So my order ended up being like $200.60. So I was like, even though it was bad luck, I guess I kind of got back into budget, and I got almost everything that I wanted. So I'm really excited about this. My order hasn't shipped yet, but if you guys want to see a review, just let me know, and I'll be super curious to hear if y'all picked up any of these, what product you're the most excited about. And then next we have actually 2 new launches from Glamlight. So the first one was just like a tiny little launch, and this is their new icing bases, which is super cute. So they are available now, and they have 7 different shades, which is awesome. What an amazing range for an eye primer, and they are $10 each. And honestly, I really am interested in purchasing these. It's just that I didn't want to pay for shipping for eye primer, especially when I have so much eye primer already. So I was planning on picking up the 2 lightest shades, because the lightest one is a white, and then the next shade up from that is kind of like a neutral shade, and I thought those would be the 2 for me. But I'm gonna wait until there is a Glamlight launch or like a reason to order, and not just buying it and paying for shipping, because I have so many primers, especially primers that are like kind of like this kind of product where it's like a thicker base, which is, I mean, I'm assuming because I haven't used it or seen any reviews on it yet. So I plan on picking this up eventually. I'm curious about it, but I didn't feel like I needed to rush to get it. And then the other Glamlight launch is actually a collaboration, and I was definitely surprised by this. This is the Glamlight times Mikayla. I don't even know what her full name is. I actually had never ever seen this creator, not once before the collaboration was announced, but she has a really large following and she does a lot of really beautiful dramatic makeup looks. Beyond that, I'm really not familiar, but just judging the palette, I feel like mixed, I feel torn. Part of me wants to purchase this because I love Glamlight, I love their formula, they're really hyping this formula up as the best they've done yet, and I really like the bottom half of the palette. And you know, part of me is like, who am I to judge what another creator does and like what their perfect palette is? Like, I mean, I can judge it in a way that like I'm, whether I buy it or not, but like not like side-eyeing it or anything like that, or I would have done this, because it's not me. But basically what I'm trying to say is I just feel like the top 2 rows do not go with the bottom 2 rows, and I think if they had been cool tone neutrals, instead of warm tone neutrals, it would have made a world of difference to how this palette looked and how appealing it is. Like, I just think that like really beautiful like grays and silvers and like cool tone browns for those 2 rows would have been so complementary to the colors that were chosen, or the colorful shades that were chosen. So I'm kind of torn because I don't love every single thing in this palette, but I love Glamlight. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm receiving it in PR. I have no idea. So right now I'm just judging on whether I'm going to buy it or not. And I feel like I probably will, like knowing myself, but I wish that it had been a little bit different. There's also like some other things in the collection. I believe there's a highlighter, there's some lashes, some lip glosses. I don't know if I'm going to pick up any of that. Definitely not the lashes, because I don't need any more lashes. I have way too many lashes for someone who never wears them. The highlighter looked cute, but definitely not a universal shade, even though they were saying that it was a universal shade. Okay, so anyways, moving on. That's an exciting launch. Pretty hyped up already. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words right now. And then also, I just wanted to show you guys the full, complete Halo Moon collection from Divina. Again, I haven't checked the website, but I would guess this is probably sold out at this point. But this is their newest collection, and it's just like basically looks like really intense iridescent multi-chromes, and I'm so excited about this. I purchased it right away. I was like refreshing the page and everything, and originally I planned to pick up some of the new mattes, but I was so excited about the Halo Moon collection and I didn't want it to come out of my cart that I was like, forget the mattes, I'm checking out now. So I did go ahead and pick that up, and I will be doing a review hopefully soon. I'm super excited about those. Like all of the pictures that Deandra, the owner of Divina, was posting using them were just killing me. I'm like, I need these shadows now. And then another super hyped launch that we can talk about that I don't know how I feel about it. This is the new Cine Grace and Temptalia collection. So I'll throw the first picture on. We have a lot of palettes to talk about. This is the entire collection together. So there are 6 palettes in total, 3 palettes, like 3 color stories available in a light and a deep version. And the thing is, like individually, like when I look at all of the palettes, I can see the separate color stories. They're all kind of jewel tone, but they have their different like pops and their different mattes and their different shimmers, and I can see the differences. But when you see them together like this, like it looks super overwhelming, and I don't know, it kind of looks all muddled together. I don't know if this was like the best promo picture. Maybe that's just me, because together they just look overwhelming and similar, even though they're not completely, I don't know. I've kind of seen a little bit mixed back and forth. But the thing is that I still plan to purchase 3 of the palettes. I think I'm going to get the light version of all 3 palettes, and I'm excited about it specifically because I really like Temptalia. I've been following her for so long. Like, it's probably been a decade that I've been subscribed to her email list, but I also absolutely love Cine Grace. I love their palettes. I love their eyeshadow formula. I reach for them all the time. Their collaboration with Mel Thompson is one of my favorites. And I knew that I was going to be picking this up pretty much right away as soon as they announced it, just because I love the quality and I love that they're going to be doing a little bit more of a colorful collection of palettes. And there's some pretty cool tones in here that I'm excited about. So yes, I plan on getting some of them, but I would be curious to hear what you guys think about these, like if you feel overwhelmed looking at them or if you can spot the differences really easily. So let's just go ahead and go individually real quick through all of them just in case you're curious. So the first one here that we have is the Quintessence palette, and this is the deep version. And these are all swatched on Temptalia's skin tone right now, and I'm guessing she just did that because it's her palettes. Like, it was probably convenient and easy to release these swatches, but she already said that they shipped them out to someone who's going to be swatching them on a medium skin tone and someone who's going to be swatching them on a deep skin tone. So hopefully those swatches will be released soon. But this is the deep version of the Quintessence palette, which is really cute. It kind of has like, I don't know, it's just an overall jewel tone palette. It doesn't have like one thing happening in particular. It's like pops of purple, burgundy. There's like a really nice deep rich black. I don't know what I'm trying to say. And then here is the Quintessence light version, which overall is very similar. It just looks like two of the matte shades are a little bit lighter. So I think this looks really cute, and I feel like it's like a really fun smoky palette. And then next we have the On the Horizon Deep version, and this one is kind of like, there's like a little pop of green. This one's overall a little bit more neutral. There's like some mauve tones. I feel like there's like similar pops in all the palettes. They're just done differently, so it's hard to describe them. And then here is the On the Horizon Light version. And again, I just think, let's see, two of the mattes are a little bit lighter. And lastly, we have the Radiant Reflection palette, which this one is almost more of like a rainbow of the metallic shades. Again, lots of jewel tones, very, very pretty. And then here is the Radiant Reflection Light version, which just has, I think it's just one shade is different in this palette. It looks like just the shade, what is that called? I cannot read right now. Dearest Constant. Looks like it's a different shade. So I'm excited about it, and I'm curious to see, like, actually playing with them and using them on my eyes, which palette ends up being my favorite. And then we have a new launch from Melt Cosmetics. This is the Brunet palette. I don't have that much to say about this. I just saw it and I was like, oh, okay, like that's really unexciting. And then I went about my day and I didn't think about it again until I had to screenshot things for this video. So yeah, definitely a pass. Very, very boring, and yeah, just boring in my opinion. We also have a new palette here from, well, not exactly a revamped palette from Lunar Beauty. This is the Life's a Drag palette, and I believe it's like the Facelift version is what it's called. This is very cute. It's a redone version of the original Lunar Beauty palette, and it has like a little bit of an extended shade range. You've got your neutral side, your colorful side. I think that this was well done. I think it's smart. It's probably a better formula now after the experience and time and everything that Lunar Beauty's been doing a bunch more eyeshadow palettes. So yeah, I think that this is cool, but I mean, I didn't feel the need to buy the original palette, and I feel the same with this one. Even though I like Lunar Beauty's quality, the idea in total just doesn't feel like something I need or something I really want to spend money on, especially when there's so many other things that are appealing to me right now. So that is going to be a pass. And then I think the last indie release that I have to talk about today is from Patrick Ta. I think that he's independently owned, but I just thought I would mention this in comparison with the Brunet palette. How much cuter is this? I don't even know the full name, but it's such a cute neutral palette. Definitely caught my attention. I did a little double take, and then I was like, no, don't need that. I have neutral palettes I already love, and I have no experience with this formula. So I was like, yeah, it's just gonna be a pass for me, but I did think that this looked really, really cute. Let's go ahead and talk about some mainstream releases. I just have three things to mention. The first is an unpopular opinion. This is the new Colourpop Neon Electric collection. And I saw a lot of people really mad about this because it wasn't what they were expecting. They wanted more neon. They're like a full neon collection and there's 3 neon shades. Like, what? And I even saw people like, we're not buying from Colourpop today. Like, I don't know. I saw a whole thing about this. And I feel like this is actually really smart and really cute because neons are really hard to do well. And especially if you do a bunch of neons together, like the formula, unless it's really good, it can be very lacking. Honestly, the only neons in my collection that I really, really love are the Terra Moons neon singles, and then the Neon Drip palette, I believe is what it's called, from Poppy Cosmetics. Those neons are pretty good, but everything else I've tried has been almost trash or trash. And I feel like for Colourpop, like they have a okay formula, but it's nothing amazing. So I think for them to have the neon shades and it just be one shade makes sense because neons, even if they're not the best quality, can be really great for a pop, whether that's a pop on the inner corner, a pop on the lid, a pop on the lower lash line, something where you can add and incorporate neon without it being the whole look. And I think that's what every single palette here does. You have that pop of yellow neon, the pop of pink, the pop of coral, and you can kind of get that fun, trendy look and not have to buy anything super expensive and get that pop. But I mean, it depends on the look you're going for. If you were disappointed by this and you want a full neon palette, I definitely recommend checking out Poppy Cosmetics. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. If that's not what they're called, I'm gonna be like so upset with myself. I'll leave a text on screen and I'll link it down below where I'm linking this, and I'll have it in the description box and make it easy for you. But yeah, I think that this is really smart. If I didn't already have a ton of neons, or if I knew someone who wanted to just like dabble in neon a little bit, I think that this would be a cute palette to get. And then can we just talk about this? This palette, I was like kind of blown away. This is the new KKW Beauty Camo palette. These are the prettiest tones. I love this, like the mustards and the greeny olives together. I don't know, it's just my favorite combination. I think that this looks like such a stunning neutral palette. I don't own anything from KKW Beauty, but this is the first thing that I'm like, wow, like I really, 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 really like you. And I guess I'm held back by the fact that I can do this kind of palette with my single shadows. I have similar color stories, even if it's not all together at once. I feel like I could do any pop of olivey green palette that I have with the Natasha Denona Camo palette and get a very similar look, especially like the mattes that are featured in here. So I think I can talk myself out of it, but I like it so much. I think that's the prettiest, best, most appealing thing that they've done yet, in my opinion, or just in my preference. And then last but not least, the other product I want to talk about from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the new Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 5, and it looks like it's available now. This is what I wanted the original Norvina palette to be. This, like, it's half neutral, half purple, but the purples are actually vibrant and they're so pretty. And I don't know, I just think that this is stunning. I love the lavender packaging as well. Calls me in. 10 of 10. I think that this is, again, just my personal preference, the cutest thing that they have done in a long, 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 long time. Am I gonna buy it? No, but I just wanted to mention how much I like it. If I see people reviewing it, I'll probably tune in. And yeah, I think that it was really well done. I really like the shades that were chosen here. I think that there's like an interesting mixture between the neutrals. Like there's some like mustardy tones, there's some cool tones, and I feel like you could kind of contrast the purple or you could play it up. I don't know. I think it's cute. I really, really like it. That's all I'm trying to say. So those are all of the launches I wanted to talk about today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy my content and you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.